if you are avoiding decisions, whether, I don't care what it is, whether you're avoiding to pick out an outfit, avoiding this, avoiding you just picking it out, well, guess what? There's no clarity there. In a minute, everybody gonna look the same, and that's gonna get old. So then what? So I'm telling y'all why a lot of y'all can't, y'all can't decide nothing. Y'all ain't choosing nothing. Y'all doing the same thing over and over and over again. Somebody asks you something, you saying the same thing. I'll wait till tomorrow. I don't know. You keep saying the same thing over and over again. You haven't made a choice yet. Down to even what dress should you wear. I don't know. I'm gonna pick tomorrow. Pick now. Tomorrow don't ever come. If you listen to me, you know it don't ever come. It don't ever come. And what I say, clarity only happens after you choose. So if you ain't chose a path, that means you're not clear. I don't care what it is. Welcome to Slapping with Truth podcast, where we don't sugarcoat. We ain't babysitting here. We gonna get you back in alignment. So I'm Queen A, your clarity coach, and today we're addressing the truth that you've been avoiding. So this is reality right here. You're not overwhelmed. You're undecided. And until you make a real decision, everything is going to feel heavy. So let me tell you like this. I can remember being in a space where I had millions of things going on. Millions of things going on. Ideas, plans, goals, everything. So how many of y'all was like that? It's a lot of y'all out there that doing the same thing. You got a million things going on. You got a million ideas in your head. A million things planned out on your calendar. A million goals. But no real movement. And I kept telling myself that I was just overwhelmed. But you know what the truth is? I hadn't decided what actually mattered most. And guess what? Neither has most of you. So I was giving my energy to everything. I was giving my energy to everything, everybody. And progress to nothing. And see, that's what a lot of people are doing. They're giving their energy to a lot of things, but they're giving their progress to nothing. Nothing. Let me say that again. Nothing. Okay. But no, for real. That's what's really going on. And we're going to talk about it because a lot of y'all need to understand that when you don't decide, everything feels urgent. Think about it. Think about it. When you don't decide something, it feels like it's urgent. Everything feels important to you. It could be a birthday party. It could be anything. When you're undecided, there's no clarity. It ain't important. And that's what we seeing out here. That's the truth. See, a lot of y'all ain't ready to face the truth. A lot of y'all ain't ready to face the truth, which is that everything feels urgent because you don't decide anything. People will ask you questions. I think about it. Am I going to join that business venture? I don't know. Am I going to invest in myself today? I'm not sure. It might cost too much. Should I join that coaching program? I'm not really sure about that either. But that's what a lot of people are facing and going through. We're going through a time where nobody seems to know. Should I do it? Should I not? Right? But when you don't decide, y'all got to understand that's why it feels urgent, because you ain't decided. Everything gonna feel important until the day you decide to do something and get it done. But until then, ain't nothing gonna get done. Because y'all gotta understand this. Overwhelm is often just a sign of being that you're lacking priority. Let's say that. So a sign of being lazy. Right? That's what I was going to say. But let's just put it out there because this slapping with truth. So when you overwhelmed, it's often just a lack of priority, meaning that you being lazy in some area. You're not prioritizing something that you need to prioritize. And maybe it's time for you to jump on the wagon and start prioritizing things. Stop putting a million things on your calendar. Stop saying yes to a million things. When are you going to start prioritizing the right things? Because, see, the truth is you ain't confused. You're not. See, most of us think we confused. You ain't confused. Think about it in your head. You ain't confused. Most of us really know what we need to do, right? We really know what we need to do. But we start avoiding the responsibility of choosing the right thing that we know we need to do. And that's why it feels like everything is so urgent and we must do it now. We got to get to it right now. Because you avoiding the responsibility of choosing. So you either going to choose or you're going to get left. Somebody going to choose for you. And most of us have spent our whole life letting somebody else choose for us. Most of us, let me say it again, most of us spent our whole life letting somebody else pick the truth for us. Pick the choice for us. Should I wear this red dress? Should I wear this blue dress? You confused on just that. Should I wear these shoes or that shoes? And I'm even noticing a lot of speakers, they say they get confused on what the dress are, how to look. So guess what? They buy the same clothes. They buy the same clothes. Well, guess what? I'm not about to buy the same clothes. I'm not about to pick out and spend my money on buying just the exact same thing to fit in. No, that's not what I'm doing because that's not me. I ain't confused. And I'm not going to avoid choosing. I'm a clarity coach, right? So if I'm a clarity coach, that means I'm not avoiding the responsibility of choosing, especially a simple outfit, what I'm aware. Now, I know a lot of people might disagree with me with that, and that's okay, and that's fine. I'm not here to tell, I'm not, like I said, I'm not for everybody. Pick and choose what works for you. But for me, like I said, I love to look nice sometimes, and a lot of women do. I ain't gonna put on the same outfit over and over and over again. Now, I might wear the same colors, things of that nature, Now I can understand the men doing it. They can get away with that a little bit more. But I feel like a queens, no, I see a lot of queens jumping on the bandwagon and just, I'm gonna wear this and just wear this over and over and over again. When no, that's not me. And then you really hiding who your true self is, who you really want to be, right? Like today, I got on my Cohatch shirt. So hey, shout out to Cohatch. So I'm a scholar of Cohatch. I love them. They are a very great networking industry. If you are in the business, especially, if you're a new business owner or even if you're a seasoned business owner, it doesn't matter. They can help you out a lot. Check them out. But no, and they didn't even tell me to do that. So, but I am a scholar and I will promote them because I really, truly believe in them. But I want y'all to understand that y'all got to stop, you keep asking for clarity, but clarity only shows up after you decide. Let me say that again. Let me say this again because I'm about to hurt some feelings with this one right here. I know I'm going to hurt some feelings and that's okay. Like I said, I'm a clarity coach. I'm not for everybody. This is a Slapping with Truth channel. I don't care what it is. So not choosing is a choice. Let me say that again. No choice is a choice. Whether you want to believe it or not, no choice is a choice, okay? That's what we're talking about. No choice is a choice. It is. Okay. So here's what you need to do right here. This is what you need to know, and this is what you need to do. Pick one focus for the next 30 days. For the next 30 days, pick one thing to focus on. Eliminate everything else that doesn't support your values, principles, and goals. So eliminate everything else that don't support the one thing that you're focusing on. And the one thing that you're focusing on, it should what? Align with your values, principles, and goals. But pick one. Stop picking 30. So eliminate everything that don't support it. Everything. Not some things, everything. And then move on it daily. No overthinking. Now I'm going to tell y'all this. Stop overthinking. A lot of us can't be successful because we catch ourselves constantly overthinking. So I want y'all to write this down. Yeah, write this down. Okay, take out a piece of paper, take out a pen, and write it down. Y'all know this is a Slapping with Truth channel. Okay, so we're here to slap you with some truth, mentally. Okay, we don't want to tussle with you physically, but I want to tussle with your mind and get it back on the right track. Okay, so what I'm avoiding, this is what I want you to write down. What am I avoiding? So what am I avoiding to choose? Because I'm afraid of being wrong. Let me repeat that again. I want y'all to write this down. What am I avoiding to choose because I'm afraid of being wrong? What is it? I don't know what it is. Only you know what it is. But what is it? Write that down. And if you're ready to stop, right? So this is the thing. I want y'all to tell y'all this. Y'all got to understand what is it that you're avoiding? And what is it that you're choosing? Because everybody is avoiding something. Everybody is avoiding something. Let me tell y'all this right here. So, for the longest, I was a speaker avoiding to speak. For the longest, I would go like be all over the place. I was avoiding speaking. Like, okay, I would be in front of the camera, literally count down 1, 2, 3, counting over. Then all of a sudden, or I catch myself making a flyer, doing some kind of marketing, doing anything else to keep me from doing what I needed to do. And I knew I needed to do it, but I kept avoiding it. Even when it came to reaching out to specific organizations, I was avoiding reaching out to them, avoiding networking, avoiding doing all these things. Why? Because I was afraid of being wrong. I was afraid that I'm not going to, when I'm out there networking, or are they going to like me? I was a newcomer to the field. Will they accept me? Right? Will they accept me? Will they notice me? Will they actually like my services? Will they feel like what I have to offer, that they can gain something from that? Do they really feel like I'll be planting the seed? And that's where a lot of y'all at right now. That's where a lot of y'all at right now. Wondering, will they? Will they? Will they? Will they? And y'all gotta stop saying, will they? Because I'm gonna tell y'all now right here. It's not about what they're doing, it's about what you're choosing. Let me say that again. It's not about what they're doing, it's about what you're choosing. So make a choice, or somebody else will make it for you. Because you're always going to have fear when you're stepping into something that you ain't ever did before. So when you got to do something that you ain't ever done before, you're going to feel some kind of doubt there. There's going to be some kind of fear there. Because you feel like you're afraid of being wrong. So what is it that you're avoiding because you feel like you're afraid of being wrong? That right there, when you answer the question, that's what you need to focus on, and that's what you need to do. Stop playing with yourself. I'm just saying, stop playing with yourself. You ain't playing with me, you playing with yourself. Let me tell y'all something. When I was out there and I was hesitant and I was avoiding to choose, to make choices, kept saying I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I don't know. I wasn't playing nobody but myself. Because it wasn't until I woke up and started choosing that things started happening for me with clarity. Organizations start opening up, people start opening up, things start opening up. I start being able to speak on stages, all these different things. Right? Got featured in 2 documentaries here in Cincinnati. But that's only because I had to start choosing. When they called me and asked me, do I want to speak on a documentary? I can't say, I'll call you back. I don't know. Let me think about it. I'll let you know. I'll call you back tomorrow. Now, in some cases, yes. Especially if you're talking about, investing in all these different. But I'm telling you, for the most part, y'all got to stop avoiding to choose. You want a new job? You feel like you need to apply for another job? Go apply for it. What you waiting for? You feel like you want a raise? You deserve it? Well, apply for it. What you waiting for? Feel like, you know what? This ain't, me and my partner. Or I want to talk to my partner about something that ain't been working. You know what? To have that difficult conversation. What are you waiting on? You're going to stay feeling the same way. You're going to stay having, this is the thing. You're going to stay feeling like that. You're going to stay feeling overwhelmed. You're going to stay feeling like, things like it's foggy in your head. Why? Because you got too many doors open. I always talk about that. Close them. Start closing. What you waiting on? Stop tripping. Because you afraid of being wrong. Well, let me tell you something. It ain't going to be the first time, and it ain't going to be the last time. So, and being afraid of being wrong is the same thing as being afraid to fail. And if you know that you've been failing since you've been born. Let me say this again. You've been feeling since you was born. When you came out your mama, your mama had you. Did you just start crawling? No. Did you just start walking? No. Was you afraid when you fell that first time as a baby? Probably, yes. But you kept doing it. You kept trying it until you learned how to crawl, until you learned how to walk. What would happen if you wouldn't drink water because you was afraid if you drunk it when you was little? Like, oh my God, if I drink water, what's going to happen? Right? You could be dehydrated. You know what? I don't, if I, I'm scared to pick up this fork and put it in my mouth. What would happen? Think about it. What would really happen? See, a lot of y'all ain't thinking about that. Y'all ain't slapping yourself with no truth. Y'all keep telling yourself, you overwhelmed. No, you ain't overwhelmed. You just undecided. You scared to make a choice that you know you need to make, and you need to make it. I don't know what the choice is. Maybe it's you need to stop leaving the club. Maybe it's you need to stop picking up the phone for everybody, but you need to make a choice. I know that. Because if you don't, somebody else gonna make it for you. And that's all I'm gonna tell you. If you don't, somebody else gonna make it for you. And if you think I'm playing, keep not choosing. Keep being undecided. Keep being afraid of being wrong. And see if you ever get over that feeling of being overwhelmed. See if you ever get over that feeling of feel like you got a million things going on in your head. See if it ever happens for you. Because I can almost guarantee it won't. Because what did we just go over? I just told y'all. I just told y'all. I just told y'all, right? So y'all gotta understand. It only shows up after you learn how to decide. Only after you decide to make a decision that you're gonna learn how to get clarity in your business, in your personal life, or anything that you have or that you ever wanted. So if you want clarity, then you must show up for yourself, not for me. Stop avoiding that decision, right? Stop avoiding it. So now, if you're ready to stop spending and start moving, go ahead and grab the Clarity Mastermind Starter Kit. It's an online course. Go ahead and grab it. I'm just saying, if you're truly ready, go ahead and grab the starter kit. The link is in the description of this video. Don't just listen. Don't just listen to this podcast. Shift. Slap your mind and shift. That's all I got for y'all. Share this episode with somebody else that's feeling overwhelmed so they can understand why they're feeling overwhelmed. And you can let them know that they ain't overwhelmed. They're just undecided. Because clarity only shows up when make a choice. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure y'all share, subscribe, like, all that good stuff, okay? And that's all I got. Love you all. Later. Mwah. Nobody else does.